Can it be amended? Is it a PDF form that you can type right onto it?
Yes.
Okay. If you would send that to me, then I'll be happy to include. Matt, if you have anything you want to go in from the Pinellas County Council, if you just send it to me, I'll just cut it, put it right in the report. There's a section there where you talk about your things. There also is a section though where I have to determine demographics of the board members. And I don't have anything for you guys other than you three.
What? I didn't hear.
Demographics,
Yeah, but what was the
I
last?
don't have anything for you other than you three.
That was what he said.
And we've had at least 2 requests from DJJ headquarters if we could provide a list of current members. And that's kind of a challenge for us also. So I don't know if Darcy, you could scan that sign-in sheet, that may help us.
Well, I'm not sure that takes in everybody
Right.
that's on it. I think you'd have to, if you want me to include them, you'd have to give them to me. You have to send me it.
Well, they've been given in the minutes of past board, you know, whether the former chair decided not to include them or
That
whatever.
being the case, I would like to include them if you send them to me again.
Well, like I said, I thought they were included.
I can't find.
Oh, okay, we might be spinning our wheels on this one.
Excuse me?
Would it be possible for you to formulate a list of everybody on your council and forward it to Vance?
I think I've already stated that I've already formulated that list, so it wouldn't be any difficulty of submitting it again.
Thank you.
Okay?
And Bob, you would be so kind as to do the same?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Darcy, you and I will formulate as many people. Now, aside from that,
If you've got anything that special that's happened that you want to note in that, there's a section I can put that in there. Or if you don't want me to put anything in, I don't get it, I will just say that I didn't receive any information.
yes, okay.
If you go to the DJJ website and you go under board and councils and you look at all the reports and the minutes and all those things that are posted there, there's a PDF of that report there for the different boards to use to complete, and that's where it's at. So it's accessible to everybody.
Now, any additional, when you say demographics, do you need age, business affiliation?
No, I just need adults, juveniles, I don't think there is any, we don't have any, none of the folks that were they under the age of 18?
No.
Okay.
No children I know of.
Excellent.
Toddlers either.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'll need?
No, as soon as I get the information, I'll get it back to Pat to submit.
Let's try to make that time of the essence. Any other old business? Anyone with old business?
Actually,
Yes, go ahead.
I guess this would be considered old business. In reviewing more of these minutes,
Right.
or attempting to review, and the section about the nominations and the elections that
Right.
occurred at that
Mhm.
last meeting that I did not attend. The way this is written, and again, without me being there to know what happened, this is written on the minutes as if it is board member nominations, it's not elections, and then the motion was for nomination, not election. So I was just curious, when, how did the election take place? The minutes
The
don't
election
reflect
took
that.
place at the meeting, after nominations were made, discussions were held, and those present
So the minutes
elected.
need to reflect that.
Well, you all voted on it.
I opposed the approval of the
We
minutes,
didn't
mostly
get
I
the
wasn't
minutes, so
there,
we were reading and
as
debating.
well as I hadn't had
and,
time to review. I've kind of been reviewing or listening to the conversation here. And so that just puzzled me, that it does not say that elections of officers occurred. The minutes do not reflect that according to the way I read it,
As voted.
that were voted on and approved.
Oh.
So if I read this, I would think that we, meaning this board,
Or anybody
did
else.
not elect officers. And actually, I thought that there was a procedure by the bylaws that I don't have memorized and haven't reviewed, because I didn't really think we were at that point yet, for the process by which we nominate and then elect that would not happen at the same meeting. I do understand Vance's point is very critical in the fact that we apparently had no officer. I'm gathering that Paul McClintock resigned, and I'm not sure the details of that. So that does put us in a quandary of having to elect a pro tem or whatever that's called by Robert's Rules of Order. But that's the process that I believed should have been followed as far as a temporary chair until we could proceed with proper Robert's Rules of Order with electing officers. So I would like that noted for the record.
Please let the minutes reflect the objection. However, again, the chair reiterates that a duly notified meeting was held, nominations and elections were conducted, and we are proceeding on course.
Okay, and then how would the minutes?
How would the general public be aware of
For
that?
public record,
I wasn't received any email as to that effect, nor has the public been notified of any change in board membership and properly noticed
the leadership,
or leadership. Okay?
yeah.
I saw it in the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
It
The
would
newspaper can
appear
report anything.
to the casual observer
Yeah.
that, here, in the Suncoast News, which is also online at suncoastnewstvo.com,
Okay.
Wednesday, 16 May 2012,
Uh-huh.
Trinity Weekly, under community events, Townsend to lead Juvenile Justice Board, Dateline Newport Richey. Hugh Townsend of Newport Richey has been named chairman of the Pinellas Pasco Juvenile Justice Board. And then they go on to quote me, every child who benefits from a diversion program is a victory for our community, Townsend wrote in an email reply after his election. Janet Clark is the vice chairman of the board, and Darcy Metter is the secretary.
Okay, well, they just report information they're given.
Right.
That could be
And that's
untrue.
incorrect. That's
And
incorrect.
it's also, that's not the name of this entity. The
Right,
name
so
of
it's the
this
wrong entity. I don't know what entity you've been elected to, but there is no Pinellas Pasco board. It's the Sixth Circuit Board.
Circuit
Correct.
6 Juvenile Justice
Justice
Board.
Board.
And again, anybody that really wants to take notice of it, it was in a
But
published,
again, what was the name
not
of
this
that
organization.
entity? What was the name of the entity listed in
the way they put it, Pinellas Pasco
Okay.
Juvenile Justice Board.
Yeah, well, that's not what this is. Okay?
So how
For
does that?
semantics, I will ask them
I have a
to
question.
do a
Correct
correction.
it? Well, we're
Before we
asking
get
you
to-
to correct the whole process.
Before we get to that
No,
point,
it has to do with.
No, no.
It has to do with.
Tom,
because
I
I
recognize
mostly
you.
want this wrapped up and clarified.
We are discussing it
and
currently.
corrected.
I believe this is germane to it, go ahead.
Vance, you're an attorney.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not.
No, I'm not.
Well, I thought you
He
were.
just
How
made
dare
it-
you? Look,
he just
I
made
work
it-
for a living.
He just made an announcement that this is not gonna happen, but it is gonna happen, okay?
Well, in that case, if there was no
You know what I mean,
election,
Vance?
there's no meeting.
What?
That this is
I'd
gonna,
I'd
like to have a duly-
I haven't heard you suggest anything. You're just making noise, so suggest something.
what do you only
Bring
making,
something to the table.
you brought something to the table saying this is not gonna happen, and who are you?
Has to be the chair.
I'm a board member.
Right, but you're speaking out of turn, I was speaking to him.
I have been recognized.
You haven't been recognized by nobody, you spoke to me.
I am speaking to you now, again.
Right,
If
okay.
you have something you want to change, lay it on the table. Maybe
I
we
want
get
it
it,
duly-
rather than just complaining about what happened. You want to fix it, lay it on the table.
You already told me it can't happen.
That's not, I said the conversation wasn't going to happen. Lay
The
something on the table
conversation.
you'd like to have fixed.
I'd like to have a duly elected board
And what is your basis for the fact this board's not duly elected?
because it wasn't noticed.
It was noticed.
No, it wasn't. The election wasn't noticed in the minutes.
Again, I believe we're going on semantics here.
No, we're not. We're going on
Well,
fact.
It is my
It's
determination.
fact. No, your
It's my
determination
determination.
is like mine.
then we are at an impasse.
Right, so there you go.
And
I'm
we are
not chair either.
continuing on,
I'm not chair either.
we're continuing on course. Let
Okay.
the minutes reflect that we had yet another discussion. And again, it is the determination of the chair that proper
What chair?
notification was
Chair
given.
of the Pinellas Pasco
Election.
Board of Juvenile Justice.
And
I don't know when you got elected. Congratulations.
thank you, I'm glad you acknowledged that.
Right. Well, I don't know. I'm not a member of that board.
You know what we're talking about. And
No, I
nobody
don't.
on this board
He
generated
read
that
it,
newspaper.
he read it into the minutes, and that's not the board I belong to.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes, sir.
we are dealing with some.
You, Hug.
We,
What's your first name? Hug? H?
if you're
HGH?
capable of reading the English language, you can produce
Your
it that way, but,
emails don't reflect that.
and again,
Why is that, sir?
it doesn't matter.
It
Mr.
doesn't matter to me.
I've had more than enough. When somebody gets this all straightened out, they can call me back and I'll come back to it.
When we have a chair, we will.
We do, and we are proceeding. The purpose of us convening under section B, let's just review. And under 1, the board has the following purpose.
You want them to prove change.
Where-
I would, I
No,
was just
make
waiting
them
till
I
we got
don't
to
know.
the
I don't,
point.
the minutes have already been voted on.
Yeah,
You
I-
can
actually,
amend a minute anytime you want.
yeah, I have.
Oh, really?
Published. Yeah.
For me to make a motion to amend those, since I was the one that originally opposed the approval of them anyway, and I actually am not still wanting to approve the minutes, but I am wanting some record of the fact that this is either not correct or that it should be changed. My main point would be I want it on record that I am questioning the accuracy of these minutes that were approved. And then if anyone else would like to proceed with correcting them, do you see my point, Vance?
Yes.
I did not participate in the approval of the minutes, I opposed the approval. So
We
I,
noted that.
right, so I am.
I will make a motion if I can be recognized, that we correct the minutes according to what Kathy has pointed out. That the election, the subsequent election after the nomination is not noted in the minutes. I believe that's what you were thinking.
This is
That's correct.
another correction.
I'll keep my motion open for you, go ahead.
Confirm that 2000 initiative, this is an old business, statewide through DJJ model. Vance explained the current badge BJJ laws include proposed changes challenged by Mr. Sullivan, submitted to Tallahassee for review. You explained historically the lack of exception from Tallahassee indicates state had no exception to the document submitted. Where do you get that from? Historically, if you don't say anything, it becomes a
The
law.
minutes reflect what was stated. If you were at the meeting, you could have challenged the statement.
I'm
The
reading the
minutes
statement.
reflect what was stated.
Okay.
I'm going to close my motion on fixing Kathy's correction.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'll abstain.
I'll say.
Please note 2 abstentions.
I have some corrections here, you know, see, I wasn't, the main objection I have is not ever getting these minutes, okay? Never getting them.
Were you given an opportunity
No.
during this meeting to read those minutes?
No,
I did not hand you
No,
a copy of
I
those minutes that
didn't-
you have in your hand.
yes, you did, but during
Were
that,
you given an opportunity to read them?
no.
Did you express that you were not given an opportunity to read them when I asked you to read them?
Kathy and I both have expressed that we hadn't had an opportunity to read them, because we weren't given the exposure to them that you have selected. None of Pinellas County received any notice of minutes. We pressed minutes and never got them. Okay?
I know the
How
minutes
long
were
have you
sent
had
out.
these?
If you received,
Posted on the DJJ.
they're also posted on the DJJ site, but I
No,
know
board
if you
member.
Mr. Sullivan, if you received the notice of this meeting,
Mm-hmm.
then you also received these. I sent them out.
No, they said separately. Vance testified to that himself.
No contender, they were sent separately, but I know I sent them to you. I do not contest your statement.
Mm-hmm.
But I do state emphatically they were sent to you.
Huh?
Whether you read them or not is not the issue.
Well, why don't
You were
say-
given an opportunity, again, you were given an opportunity at the outset of this meeting. If you did not have sufficient time to read them, you could have notified us.
I did not receive the original email notice of the meeting, nor did I receive the minutes. I would like to request for the record a copy of both of those emails, or however many emails were sent, to whoever they were sent to. Again, I did not receive them. So if
Then
I
I
would like
didn't
a
receive
copy.
Okay? So send me a duplicate email showing that I received it. You know, that's in the.
I can show that they were sent. Whether you received them, I have no idea.
Well, but
To my
to
email
show
address.
who they were sent to, that's
Right.
sufficient for me,
Yeah.
to just have the complete email that shows
Did you get them?
email addresses.
Did you get the minutes?
No, I haven't, right now, I haven't received it.
Okay. So somebody is wrong here.
Do you have access to a website and a computer to access the DJJ website?
I want the minutes that you sent me, that you said numerous times, Mr. Sullivan,
I'll send you out the emails.
send me out the emails, the duplicate email that I've already received.
Whatever I have available.
Okay?
And again, this is wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
but the purpose of us convening, again, I reiterate, is to provide advice and direction to DJJ in the development and implementation of juvenile justice prevention and early intervention programs, to work collaboratively
Thank you.
with DJJ and the legislature in seeking program improvements and policy changes to address the emerging and changing needs of Florida's youth who are at risk of delinquency.
Mm-hmm.
If that is our purpose,
Mm-hmm.
then let us continue.